Good morning, 7th and 8th grade friends. Welcome to one of our first videos in this great adventure of learning remotely at home. I hope you're enjoying the chance to sleep in and dress however you want. It's a wonderful thing. Nice to be with you. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Making this first video on St. Patrick's Day, so top of the morning to you. And what I want to do in this video is show you how the bulk of the work in 7th grade and 8th grade history is going to be done. And that is basically, we take all the assignments that we do during the week, which are like the vocab, the investigations, the Frayer outlines, the primary source reading from our activity books, and I've incorporated the entire week's worth of work into a single slide deck, a Google slide presentation. And so you see, rather than having worksheets or anywhere else that you type and turn things in, you're going to do it all within this Google Slides file. And so the first slide, which I will cover in another video, that gives you instructions and reminders about how the overall class works. And again, look for a video where I'll read into that more detail, but you can follow the instructions. But let me just show you how the assignments would work in a place like this, or in an assignment like this. Again, this is just a slide presentation that I've created. I'll do this for each week of our work. So here we go. The first thing, this is a video. A linked video on the Atlantic slave trade. This is what the 7th graders are doing. We're covering next the Atlantic slave trade. So here's a video, and then 2 questions that you need to respond to. And so you can just click into that underneath and begin to type your response. That's what I wrote here. I think. And there's your response. If you write too much and starts to overload the slide, you can shrink the font so it all fits. Format it however it needs to in order to look nice. So that's one assignment. Once you're done with that, you can continue clicking through. And the next slide, once my slow computer loads it, is here's your vocab. That's just like we would do. You'll need your textbook. So it says here, use certain pages to define the following terms. This slide has 4 of the terms. And again, you can just click in there and write your definition. Up again and continue. Onto the next slide. There's 3 more definitions. So there's 2 slides for the vocab. Notice it also will say include 1 relevant picture because you're all on a device. You can go on Google, search up a relevant picture that goes with one of these definitions and post it in there, format it nicely so that it's understandable. And you'll do that again for each slide. So you'll do one here and you'll do one on the next page. There we go. So that's your vocab. Then you continue working. The next is for your activity book. It's a primary source written by John Wesley. You'll need your activity book. You'll be picking those up later this week, or you hopefully already have them by the time you're watching this. And 3 questions. After you read that, you're going to, just like on the other slides, type your responses to those questions. So that's activity 3.3. There's 2 slides for that. So that's where you'll show your work there. 13.4, it's another primary source. This week we happen to have 3 primary sources you'll be doing. This is for the 7th grade. 8th grade yours will be a little different, but same idea. So we got primary sources. You read those out of your activity book, answer the questions there. Next, we have a typical investigation, just general questions, again, using certain pages of your textbook, questions that you can answer. This, again, 2 slides worth. So make your responses. Actually, 3 slides worth. There we go. So investigation, same page numbers. You're answering questions. You'll find that in the text. 4 slides. Stand corrected twice. And then 1 more primary source. And we're going to be reading excerpts from Uncle Tom's Cabin. And again, you're going to read the primary source and answer the questions. Now, like this assignment, this is not out of your activity book. It's a primary source. And so attached along with this slide deck and everything else you'll need for this assignment will be a PDF of this excerpt of Uncle Tom's Cabin. You should find all the resources you need to complete the assignments either in your physical textbook or activity book or on attached as attachments under each assignment. So you answer those questions related to the primary source, and that's it. That's the end. And so once you've completed all these activities, and you can do a little bit each day, you can knock them out early in the week. You can procrastinate if that's what your parents are going to let you do and do it at the last minute. But once these are all complete, that is the classwork for an entire week of history. In another video, there's more to it. There's still the quizzes. There's still the essay outlines or the summary outlines. And then there's still turning in your summaries, but I'll cover that in another video because I only have 5 minutes per video. Don't want to bore you. So this is how you will. So once you complete all this, you will then save it, make sure it's saved, which Google Classroom or Google Docs does automatically, and then you'll attach this entire file back onto the assignment for the week, and then I can turn it in, click Turn In, and I'll be able to see all the work that you have done in your slides. So that's how you'll earn credit for completing your work each week. Of course,